In this video, we're going to go ahead and go through the social media campaigns week 3. What do you need to do in order to complete the assignment? So go ahead, open up the PowerPoint, and as usual, put in your campaign name and your name. Let's go to slide 2. This should look pretty familiar. Tweak it if you need to from previous weeks. You're going to see this over and over again, and you're going to want to make sure that this reflects what you really want to do. And then let's go to week 3 tactics. Week 3 tactics is going to tell us exactly what you're going to do this week. So for this week, you have to have 3 posts. One of them has to be about inspiration or history, and then the other 2, you've got a big choice of selections of things you can do as far as content goes. You also need to verify your site with WordPress. So you're going to go through and go to each of these links and go through the process of putting in that information. If you go into your WordPress site, if you go into settings, you can see a lot of different information in there, and it'll give you where you can go ahead and get that information put together. You can create a site icon if you want to. If you want one of these favicons, you can create a custom site icon within your settings. So we want to go ahead and go back to here, and you're going to play with your site. You're going to look at your Facebook tactics. This week you have to do 18 posts. 3 of them have to be about post promotion, so getting people to go back to your WordPress site and read what you've written this week. 5 of them have to be original, something completely new. At least 3 of them have to have some type of imagery to them. And you can do at least 10 shares, so maybe you're really getting active in those groups. Maybe you found some great memes. Totally up to you as to what information you want to share. As far as Twitter goes, you're going to build your profile. You need to follow 300 accounts. You need to have at least 15 tweets. 3 are post promotion, 5 are original, 10 are retweets. Oh, sorry. In Pinterest, you're going to build your profile. You're going to follow 25 boards or pinners, and you're going to build 3 boards that need to have at least 75 pins each. You're then going to go in here and go ahead and look at what did you actually do. You're going to start filling this in. This slide is going to be repeated week after week, so make sure you make it easy. What are your headlines? Delete the prompt information. So your post number 1 was what? Post 2, post 3. So you're going to put that information here. How many posts did you actually do? How many page likes did you get? How many groups did you join? So you're going to be filling in the red as you go along. The next slide, I need to know exactly what day you're going to complete each tactic. So you've got 18 posts for Facebook. When are you going to do that? Clearly you want to spread those out. You don't want 18 posts in one day. So do you want your post promotion, you want to put your WordPress new article out on Monday and promote it on Facebook and Twitter the same day? Do you want to put it out Monday and promote it Tuesday, Thursday? Totally up to you. These are just ideas as to things you can put in there. I need to know exactly when you're going to do things each week. All right, next thing you're going to look at is your WordPress analytics overview. If you're using your tracking workbook, this information goes in there, and you copy it over here. It makes it a lot easier because you're going to need that all side by side. So I want you to go through, what is your WordPress strategy overall? What are your key week 3 activities? What did you do this week that worked? What are you going to do next week in order to help you accomplish your goals? So overall goal, you should have set this already. How many posts do you want to have? How many views overall? How many visitors? How many likes? So go ahead and get that information, and then look at where is this information coming from this week. So you're going to get that from your WordPress site. You're going to go into your site stats. Where am I at? Back to my site, stats here. So I'm going to look at my stats, and I'm going to go through my insights and pull up all that information. If you look at the information about the how to use your analytics workbook, it'll help you fill in those that information. You're going to want those numbers week after week, because it's going to help you prove, hey, I'm meeting my goals. I'm not meeting my goals. Why am I not meeting my goals? Next thing you're going to look at is I need those screenshots of your different posts. Make sure you're giving me a good URL that's clickable so I can see it, and take that screenshot and drop it in. You're going to do that for 1, 2, and 3. All right, next thing you're going to look at is Facebook. And you're going to go to your Facebook Insights. So I'm going to come here, come into my Facebook, and go into my Insights. And go ahead and fill in all that information that we need for that last 7 days. So if you're doing this from Sunday to Sunday, make sure you're getting enough information to get that information out there. And you're going to fill this in. Same thing. What is your strategy? This strategy should align with what you put in on this triangle slide over here. So what is it you're trying to do? What are you trying to accomplish? Are these numbers showing that you're accomplishing these things? Can they correlate? What did you do this week that worked? What are you going to do next week? So it should look pretty familiar. All right, next thing you're going to do is give me all Facebook posts this week. So you're going to go ahead, go into Facebook, go into, if you look at down here at your bottom, in your Insights, go to Posts, and you can do a screenshot. I say do about 10 at a time. So you'll probably need a couple screenshots. If you do more than, go ahead, scroll down. You can do the See More, and make sure you're giving me about a week's worth of information. So in the end, you will have a screenshot of everything you ever put out there in your decks. So you can have the second slide if you need it. All right, then you're going to go to your original Facebook post. Let's go ahead and take a peek at where's that screenshot come from. Go ahead under Post Publish. If you click here on the name of the post, it's going to pop up this screen. This is going to give you a lot of information about the individual post itself. Gives me information like how many people did you reach? How many people engaged with it? What kind of engagements did you have? Did you get negative feedback? This helps you determine what's working, what's not working. You know, how is it you can be successful in your campaign? So you're going to do that for every post that you've done this week. You've got to have 5 originals, 3 post promos. Then you're going to go ahead and go into your Twitter. In Twitter, I need to see a copy of your profile home. I need to get a link to how do I get to you. What am I looking for? I'm looking for, do you have a profile picture with your logo? Do you have the header information fill out? Do you have this bio information? Do I have a link to your website? I'm looking for how many accounts are you following? I should have at least 300. Don't follow them all in one day. It's a really good way to get yourself blocked. And I'm looking for, at the first week, you should have about 18, 20 tweets. So this number should be going up week after week. All right, then you're going to look at your Twitter analytics. Twitter analytics come from analytics.twitter.com. And you're going to look at your information as you're going along. Make sure you've got that turned on. Looking at how many tweets do you have this week? How many retweets did you make? Looking at your engagement, your links. So if you get into the Twitter analytics, if you go here, you can go under tweets. You get a lot of different information. A lot of that engagement information is right over here on the side. You've got top tweets, tweets replies, and that information that you need to fill in as far as that goes. All right, all tweets this week. I want to know how many are original, how many were retweets. So I'm going to look at tweets. So let's go ahead and go into here. And under tweets, same thing. I want to see, give me all the tweets that you did this week. This isn't going to break it into tweet and retweet. So you're going to kind of have to pay attention to that information and fill it in for me at the top. So you've got an extra slide if you need an extra slide to put that in. Then you're going to give me your individual tweets themselves. So if you go into Twitter and click on your individual tweet, it's going to give you that information. You can also see that this is where you would get that address for the individual tweet, so you can take a picture of it that way. Or you can go into Tweet Analytics and you can click on here. If you do tweet activity here, this will give you that information as well. So that one doesn't have a good picture. Let's look at one that's got a good picture. I think this one does. This one doesn't either. So this is another area that you want to go ahead and take that screenshot of. So what are my impressions? What are my engagements? How many likes did I get? How many profile clicks did I get? So you can kind of go through and see that for each one. So you're doing a lot of screenshots, a lot of tweets, because we're trying to prove that what you're doing is making sense. Next thing you're going to do is go into Pinterest and set up your Pinterest profile. I'm looking for, do you have a link to your website? Do you have a profile picture? Did you play with your header? I'm looking for, do you have at least 3 boards set up? Each board will tell me how many pins it has in it. You need at least 75 pins per board. Starting next week, you're going to be creating your own content. And so that takes a lot of time and effort. So we want to make sure we've got a good organized system in place before you get started. Then you're going to go to your Pinterest analytics, which is analytics.pinterest.com. And just going to go ahead and fill this information in here. Then I want you to make sure you go to Twitter notifications. Make sure you're setting them up so you can start having those conversations with people. Hey, thanks for the follow. Respond to people. Make sure you're getting that engagement. Make sure you're talking to people, especially if they're taking the time to like or comment on what you're doing. Make sure you've got the mobile app enabled if you don't have that already. You can go ahead and set it up to post from Facebook to Twitter. So you can go to the link and connect and link those things together. So you can automatically, whatever you post on Facebook will automatically go to Twitter. Be careful if you do this because you got to make sure that you're not posting the same thing twice, that your content is not doubling up when it goes into Twitter. Make sure you're turning on your Pinterest notifications. Make sure you're downloading the mobile app. Take a screenshot after you set up those notifications that you've got things set up. Either the push notifications by email, by however you're going to do it. Make sure you go to your social sharing. Make sure you go to WordPress, go to marketing and connections, and connect. At this point, you should be able to hook up Facebook and Twitter. Make sure you've got those pushed so they're hooked together. And that is what you're going to be doing for the assignment this week. As always, ask questions. It's a lot easier to show progress if you get those posts done earlier in the week and then look at them on Sunday, look at your analytics, because it's those analytics is going to prove whether or not what you're doing is working. If you have questions, just ask.